I guess I will start reading some of my catastrophe poems. I brought some work from 2 manuscripts, and this is one of the most recent manuscripts I've been working on. Almost catastrophe. There was something about Joe, his empty hand wide open, the way he pointed to his every physical fault, false teeth, wet lung, hernia, enlarged nutsack, prison tattoos, parole. Vitology had just come out that year, and it was his first hit. For me, and yes, he told stories, and I believed them, involuntary manslaughter, because the trailer came loose his rig and killed someone. But he was out, and we were free. I believed he was the first person to ever love me. All his tattoos said so, especially the new ones. And when he asked me to marry him, he had a ring, a diamond, and everything, and I said yes, on condition he keep the same job for at least a year. He was pouring concrete chickens and flamingos on Kinderhook, and if he wasn't careful, their heads would break at the throat, and lifting them hurt his hernia, but he wrecked his ride home. I was some sort for sure, skinny, anemic, cold, carpal tunnels, abused, bitten, broken, violated, all teeth, hot nuts, working full-time temporary night shift in a label printing factory, and at first the acetone was a fucking lobotomy, taking 4 classes at IUS, and sometimes I would waitress, and he owed me money, and fuck without it, I couldn't pay next semester, but he repaid me enough from the insurance settlement that I took 3 classes, and really, that was about all I could take. It was finally the weekend. He had started selling pot, and I told him that didn't count as a job. And we all had a good laugh. There was about 7 or 8 of us helping his brother pack to move the townhouse. Was finally empty, and so the deal was, he'd get this broken gun. His best friend was cocking and looking, and his brother was passing a blunt, and we were all cigarettes smoking, saying our goodbyes, when the gun fired, and Joe was shot. The bullet hit bone, exited back his calf, and I was standing right next to him, deaf, frozen. He was screaming, hopping, and his brother said, "Fuck man, good luck," and jumped into the moving van, and everyone else ran except us and his best friend, and we just left him standing there holding the gun. True story. Spontaneous symmetry breaking. Life is so complicated now, 3 days before the wreck, I dare not illustrate more than one example of the potential outcome in 1995. For fear you'll respond with something like, "I'm not really sure what you're saying." No, really? Fuck you. Plus, what could mean less equals 1995? 1995 equals she is a ball of string, a red tomato car wreck, letter to her prison boyfriend, turd painted gold, hand tattooed, -0, sitting on top Radical Hill. She sucks at math too. Otherwise she'd be a fucking physicist. Instead, looked around, found number, ground 4 pages of letters, never sent 2 pink ink, never finished 3 teeth. It only hurt because she swallowed, or broke like the windshield, her face, the wreck. She left meat out to thaw. You forgot. I'm not sure which is more pathetic. You trying to decide if the poem is blaming you, or her and you, and I and you, or I again can't remember things or don't care. Paths meant her to a store to buy cigarettes. "Thank God you are alone," he said. And then she knew he wasn't God. Equals 3/30/1995. Her open window looked sad. Rose sunglasses, twisted twigs, seedlings, grasped by the roots, sideways in a ravine. She wasn't really name. Oh yes, ID. The police still looking. She left her teeth, eyebrow, stuck in the windshield. Picking scabs. Under the electric blanket full of fire and forget, you, poverty weed, By eating a lion, I hurt you. Too easy. This is why I hurt you, setting small fires that smell like paper whites in our bedroom. We are always fighting a brush fire, a bridge full of fists. You have a disease no one can find. Too easy. Write down everything you can about burning the trash. You think I am the devil, as ready as red flame, Queen Anne's lace, Dacus carota, wild carrot nightshade at practice to be thistle. I'll give you the mythology of being a woman, butchers in the shape of dresses. But this is not the legend you know, honey, pushed into shape. Bring up all the big letter stories of a princess housewife, mother untouched who could bear all. Too easy you pretending sleep just when the lowest nails I left come loose. Get used to the knife, alcohol breath, gray hair, slaughter, next time cold furniture, suddenly everything. There is hardly a wholesaler hatchet you know better.